My name's Heather Stallard. I live in Malvern. I'm now a barber. Now I've gone back to work. Jay used to fall over all the time at nursery. I used to pick him up. Sometimes he used to have massive eggs on his head. And I wasn't really worried about it then. I just thought he was clumsy toddler. And then when he started primary school at the age of 4 in reception, his eyes started to go lazy. So I took him to the opticians, not thinking anything else. And they said that they weren't worried about the lazy eye. They were more worried about what was going on in the back of his eyes, and said that he'd had retinitis pigmentosa. He was diagnosed at 4, and then we had to go to hospital all the time just to have his checks on his eyes. Still not really bothered about the lazy eye. And he started wearing glasses. And then when he was about 11 actually, he was in the shower one morning, and when he got back out, he said, I can only see out of one eye. The other one I can't see out of. So that's when that sight went in that one. And then one Friday when he was around 12, he came back from school, put a Harry Potter film on because he loves Harry Potter. And I could hear him crying, and I went into him and I said, what's wrong? He said, I tried to watch Harry Potter and I can't see the screen. So from then, everything changed.
Yeah.
He couldn't play an Xbox anymore, use a laptop, watch the TV. He had to use audio description on programs. Because we've lived in this house for so long, he knows the layout of it, so that didn't really matter. But we used to have to make sure doors were closed so he didn't run into them and smash his head open, like he's done about 10 times.
Also, with him being an older brother as well, it's kind of affected a lot with the family dynamics, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, Reese was very young, so he's learned to grow with it. And he takes Jay to the shops. He knows how to guide him and everything. It's just not comes natural to them.
Yeah.
And even his little 8-year-old brother now takes him to the shop. Jay has to ask for what they want, but his little 8-year-old brother guides him to the shop.
How did you start getting help?
The school got in touch with the QTVI, and then she helped us with everything. She helped it all the way through primary school. He had an extra teaching assistant. Then when he went on to mainstream school, he had 2 teaching assistants, one to work with him and then one to make resources, and then they swapped over, so it was fair. They taught them how to read Braille so they could teach Jay, and all the machines that he uses. He now uses a mobile phone with voiceover, and it really annoys me, especially when you're trying to watch the TV and all it's doing is talking. And he doesn't let anything get in his way at all now.
No. And how did, when Jay's sight finally went, when he was 12, 13, how did that affect him?
Jay was very depressed, thought the world had ended. How was he ever going to do anything again? He didn't have many friends going through high school either, only a cousin that was in the same year, but he obviously wanted to go and do things with his friends as well, so Jay didn't really have any friends, so he was isolated.
Yeah
And he was just around adults all the time, and me and his brothers.
Yeah.
So he didn't really have a life.
And so kind of thinking, obviously that's when I met Jay, was at this stage as well. And that was a lot that, you know, we talked about with that. But moving on from that stage, you know, gradually his confidence grew, didn't it? And he became more accepting, would you say, of his sight loss?
Yeah. Jay started going to the gym, and then he started getting into sports at high school as well. He looked forward to going to the gym, actually. And then when he came home, he always used to go back to the gym as well on the evening time and eat lots of chicken and meats and stuff. And he's just different. It's just different from that 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. It sounds like he started to become more proud of himself. Invested in himself.
So then after Dyson Perrins, he moved on to RSBC in Hereford, and that changed everything. He's got lots of friends. He's allowed to come home at weekends, but he chooses not to because he'd rather stay in Hereford with his friends. When he comes home for holidays, he can't wait to get back.
Brilliant.
And he even asks if I can take him really early in the morning so we can get back. And then he started playing blind football, and he enjoyed it, and he got picked for the team for RSBC. So he plays for RSBC Hereford. And then he's been scouted now for by an England coach for...
That's brilliant.
It's like the B team to England, but I don't understand football.
I'm just thinking it's, you know, football, that's not something he's ever really experienced before, is it? And from the J at 13 of not accepting it to now actually having a go at blind specific sports that he's done at somewhere like RSBC and absolutely exceeding with what he's doing.
Jay always loved boxing, but now he prefers football.
Yeah.
He does watch the boxing, but he does more football now than he does boxing. Jay's got a level 2 in PT, I think it is, personal training, yeah. And I think he does work in the gym at RSBC now for sometimes and takes some lessons.
Brilliant.
The other students, teaching them what to do. We were introduced to RSBC in 2019, and we had a support worker called Mandy. She changed our lives too. All the things I didn't have time to do, like ringing different places, hospital appointments and sorting paperwork out, she did for us, which took a weight off my shoulders because I was a single mum of 3 children. So there was 2 brothers and Jay. So I didn't get time to do everything. So Mandy helped us, and Jay from going from a 13-year-old depressed little boy to what he is now. RSBC has done a lot for me and my family. So don't hesitate to get in touch with them if you need any support whatsoever, because I'm sure they'll help.